women and money. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So when I was feeling inferior on money, I was like, well, I never went to college. What do I need to know? He's like, Elena, money is simple. There's only 3 things you need to know about money. 1, you got to learn how to earn it. 2, you got to know how to store it, which is different from save it. 2, you store it until you have enough to put into number 3, which is most people don't know how to do, which is to put it into an income producing asset. How do you make your money make babies? How do you make it grow? So earn it, store it, and multiply it. And the multiplying it is by investing it into an income producing asset. So it doesn't depend on my work. That's the only way to go to wealth. You don't earn your way to wealth.
Or save your way.
Or save your way.
Here's 3 bank accounts I think everyone should have if you're looking to level up your finances. Welcome back to my series, Financial Literacy for the Girls. We are on episode 2, bank accounts you should have. Having different accounts allows you to better manage your money and save for specific purposes. So the first bank account you should have is your standard checking or bills account, where most of your money would be coming into and out of on a month-to-month basis. The second account you should have is a high yield savings account. So many banks offer high yield savings accounts, but the purpose of a high yield savings account is that you are able to earn more interest than you would earn in your standard checking account. So think of a Marcus by Goldman Sachs that's in that like 3.75% interest range. Some of you also need to hide money from yourself. So this is a great way to hide money from yourself because most of them are online banks that you wouldn't have easy access to just pull from the way that you would pull from a checking account. So I've seen many people grow their savings because it's usually out of sight, out of mind. Lastly, this isn't necessarily a bank account, but I encourage you to have some form of retirement account. So this can be a 401k with your current employer, or you should open an IRA, which is an individual retirement account. This has nothing to do with your employer. This is something that you own, that you contribute to on a yearly basis, and it allows you to save for retirement.
If you want to have better control of your money while you're working towards your finance goals, here's a list of alternative activities that you can incorporate into your life so that it's still enjoyable but within your budget. As a disclaimer, these are just temporary compromises that you're going to make with yourself until you get where you want to be financially and you can splurge in peace. So for example, if you are a compulsive shopper and you absolutely need to buy something new every single weekend to feel better about your life, instead of normal shopping, go thrifting. You can get the experience of buying a lot of things, but only pay half of what you would at a normal price store. If you're not someone who can thrift or who wants to thrift, then instead of buying things with your credit card or with your debit card, take out cash every single time that you want to go shopping so you can physically see the money leaving your account, but then also leaving your hand. What makes online transactions and card transactions easier to do, easier to process mentally, is the fact that you don't have to see this money leaving your account until you've already done the damage. If you reverse that process and you see what you're going to have left before you even start buying anything, that might help you really consider if what you're about to purchase is worth what you're paying for it. There are some things obviously that you cannot replicate. If you truly desire to travel to a certain place and experience that area, that culture, you can't quite compromise on that entirely. But sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes life is just very overwhelming and you just need a change of scenery. If you live in a major city especially, or if you're right outside of the city, travel to your next big city. Do a staycation there, find a resort, find a spa where you can stay for the weekend to still get that getaway experience without having to pay for a spontaneous flight, hotel, and activity fees. I can guarantee you there's probably so much more to do around you than what you're familiar with. And while we're on the topic of staying within your area, check Eventbrite for free activities that you can do. I like to stay athletic. I like to do active activities. So I'll find free yoga events in my area, beach events because I live in a beach city. And I'll go to these events and I'll meet new people and I'll hang out and I don't have to pay for anything, maybe some food. And while we're on the topic of food, if you are a chronic DoorDasher, force yourself to get up and go out and buy your food every single time that you want to eat out. The convenience of having someone else do that labor for you is making you inconsiderate to what is actually costing you in the long term. Those $10 fees might not look like a lot in the moment, but if you're doing that 5, 6, 7 times a month, You're gonna be sick if you really look at how much you're spending. All of this to say, you're gonna have to get creative with the things that entertain you, that keep you feeling good and relaxed while you're on this journey. All of this stuff is not as fun as doing whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, but knowing that you have money in the bank when you actually need it is a feeling I promise you will not regret.
My husband pays all the bills. Thank God. So his check literally covers everything. My check is something that we use for investments, we use for savings, and we use to pay off debt. But if for any reason I don't work for the next 20 years, we'll be fine because he makes enough to cover all of our expenses. But I like to still work. I like that I have income. And to be honest, your girl has student loan debts. I've got debt. So I'm glad that my check is able to pay towards both him and I's debt. So anyway, so we went through and we did all of our expenses. We put down our rent, our car payments, our car insurance, our phone bills, the average cost of groceries, the cost of our Wi-Fi, the cost of electricity, the cost of water. We did an entire spreadsheet of every single bill that we had. And then we went through and we looked for ways in which we can condense the cost and the expenses of our bills. I'll give you an example. I went through and I saw that, okay, you pay $300 for your car insurance. I pay $300 for my car insurance. I went through Geico and did an estimate of how much it would cost to add Marvin to my car insurance. Guess how much it cost? $275 for him and I both to be under the same car insurance. How much does that save us? $325 a month. We went through and did this for every single bill that we had, looking for ways to be able to condense our bills and to get rid of things that we don't need. I also use an app called Rocket Money. And that's where I'm able to go through and look at different subscriptions and see what subscriptions are monthly and do I actually use the app that I'm subscribed to. And what I found is there's a lot of little $9.99s, $4.99s, $2.99s, and Rocket Money is able to catch those repeat payments. And I went through and found that I was paying probably $140 worth of apps that I don't use anymore. That's just kind of sitting on my phone and I forgot to end the subscription.
These saving tips that have changed my life and helped me to save more in the last couple of months than I have in my entire life, right? You need to audit your money. You need to know where your money is going. You cannot just be getting paid and just be hoping for the best or going out with vendors and looking at your bank account after. You need to know where your money goes. You need to know before your money gets into your account where every single penny is supposed to be. No, we'll just wing it, because keep winging it and you're going to be 60 with no retirement plan. That's number one. And all of that going out with your friends on a weekend away and looking at your bank account after needs to stop. You are an adult. That is not attractive. That is not attractive. You need to know before the weekend away what you're willing to spend. Even if it means you don't trust yourself and you only bring £100 instead of bringing the whole 500 on your card, then do that. Number two, you do not need to eat like a king on your break at work. Stop with the food at work. I had to, oh my gosh, I was spending like £10 a day on what? I now go to Lidl and meal prep and I literally spend about £15 for Monday to Friday. You cannot be eating like that at work. If you can afford it, fantastic. This video is not for those that can afford these things. If you can afford these things, please do not comment that you can afford these things. The video is not for that. It's for those that know that they're spending too much money on something and they need to stop. Number three, you do not need a new outfit every time you go out. And I'm speaking to my old self. You do not need an outfit every time you go out. Stop buying dresses, stop buying jumpsuits, start buying two pieces that you can pair with other stuff. That's one of the biggest things I learned. I used to buy a dress every single time I went out and I only wore a dress once. Who am I? I'm not Beyonce. Even famous people don't do that. They get gifted things. And a lot of the things they wear, they have to give back. So if you're following famous people who aren't even doing that, then where do you think your life is going to be? Stop buying new things. Start buying two pieces. You bought a top and a shirt. You can wear the shirt with something else next time. You can wear the trousers with something else next time. Stop it. So those are my three things. Number one, watch where your money's going, like a hawk, like a naughty child. You need to keep an eye on that. Number 2, you do not need to eat like a king on your break. And number 3, you do not need to buy a new outfit every single time. Okay, bestie? You don't.
Fast finance. 1. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings, debt, and investments. 2. The $10 test. Before buying something, ask yourself, if this was $10 more, would I still want it? If not, skip it. 3. Credit score boost. Pay your statement balance before the due date, not just the minimum. Keep your utilization rate under 30%. Number 4, investing is like dating. Don't invest all your love, aka money, into one stock. Diversify. Number 5, your future self will thank you. Automate your savings. Even $5 a day counts up to like $1,800 plus per year. 6, stop paying the lazy tax, review your subscriptions, and negotiate bills at least once a year. 7, free money exists. If your job offers a 401k match, take it. It's literally free money. 8, side hustle 101. Turn your screen time into income. Resell, freelance, monetize your skills. Millionaire math, investing $500 a month at a 10% rate of return is $1 million in about 30 years. Start ASAP. 10, don't flex, invest. A $500